Hello. Nice to hear you. How are you?
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Well, not too good because
Mhm.
I don't complete the plans I told you in the last weekend, and now I got COVID-19 virus
What?
in this. Yes,
You got COVID-19. What happened?
mm, I mentioned you before that in this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I came to the race younger, right? And complete 25 kilometers a race. But I had to postpone all this because my wife and my son got virus, and
Mhm.
I stay at home to take care of them. And today I got this virus. I feel a bit sore and you, but right now it better.
It's better. Okay, very nice.
Mhm.
Now let's see. And okay, you mentioned it on Saturday. What did you do on Saturday? Can you please tell me? You mentioned that you go
To
somewhere.
younger race.
And how was it?
Oh, my colleagues come to theirs and race, but I cannot join with them, and I feel mm, really boring, and I regret it.
Okay, very nice. Now let's see.
Mhm.
Okay, we are going to continue. We here. Oh, just one moment.
Yeah,
Oh,
that is all my college. They come
colleagues.
to this, yes, college. They come
Mhm.
to this younger race, but I cannot join with them. I could
Mhm.
not join with them.
Okay, and can you please tell me? Okay, so we are going to continue with this. I want to ask you here. Can you please tell me? Okay, then. Okay, when situation with COVID is, if you finished with COVID, what are you going to do? Are you going to come back to your job? What are you going to do?
I think I still got virus inside,
Mhm.
so it take me. I guess it's 2 or 3 days later before I can come to work.
Mhm.
So I uh, I I told this with human resources department of my company to tell about my situation. So I will stay at home and work online in 3 or 4 days before come to the office.
Mhm.
And yes, I think after 3 or 4 days I will back to normal.
Mhm. And your family members, how do they feel?
Uh, my wife got her the first person in my family got this virus, and her feel bad and um, use and feel hurt in all bodies in the last Saturday, but right now it's better. But my son he gets sick in
Mhm.
2 days continuous.
Mhm.
All 2 days. But right now he's also
Mhm.
ill, and my wife take care of him, and me and my wife and my parents take turn to care about him, and I think he lose his grades a lot.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, very nice. And can you? It's not nice, but I hope that everything is going to be okay. Oof.
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that this something happens to you. And okay. And can you please tell me what is the process now? You need to stay at home. You need to have rehab. What is the process now?
The process now is I will stay at home and beat this virus before come to work and take care of my son and my family, because beside of my wife and my son is have my grandmas and my parents, and I feel they can be used in some day later, so I will stay at home to take care of them.
Okay, very nice. Now, let's have a look. Okay, I want to ask you, I want to show you something. I think that
Yeah.
this is something that will cheer you up a little bit. I just let me find. Okay, because we had a birthday on
Yeah,
Friday,
yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
yesterday we have a little celebration. Okay, just one moment. I want to find you good pictures. I want to share with you these pictures. Just one moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so now look this. Can you see it?
Oh, he's so sweet.
Yes. Okay, so this is him. Okay, so he had a celebration. We had the celebrations, and he was so happy. He was just a moment to find one more picture. I think this is he's really cute here. I think that you will love it. Because we have a playground
In
here.
the first
Yes.
floor of your apartment.
Yes. Okay. Now and
Oh.
now yes, but this is yes, in basically in our building this is the children playground, and we had fun. A lot of children came and we enjoy a little bit. Okay, and this is it. Okay, so and I think that this is something that definitely you will love it to have it, because to see it, because he was so happy. He was just one moment. I want to show you this. Let me.
Did he recognize that it his birthday?
He doesn't know yet, but I think that next year he will know it. Okay, so he was here.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Yes, he's like a little
A
champion.
lot of a lot of cake.
Yes, he was dancing. He likes he was so active. He was I don't know. He really enjoy. And we are saying, okay, oh, this is something cute. I want to show you this. Okay, just one moment. Okay, look at this. This maybe something will cheer you up. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, this
His girlfriend.
yes, this is yes. We are, like I mentioned to you, this is like his girlfriend, and the next the boy here, this is my sister's son.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, and now what do you think about this? Can you please tell me what do you think? Do you have something like this, like celebrations with your? Can you please tell me with
Yes.
your? And what do you
Yes.
do? Hmm?
Yeah, I also to make a party like this, but before eat the birthday cake, we will eat some meat and some fruit before birthday cake, and with my parents and my some of my neighborhoods. Oh, you have a background and happy birthdays, right?
Yes, happy birthday. Yes, this is a playground.
Uh-huh.
Yes, okay, and this is something that is very nice. Okay, so uh, now let's have a look. That is really great. And I want to ask you, okay, about situation. Okay, so here in our country, situation with COVID, it's much better than used to be. For example, a couple of weeks ago. How about in your country? Can you please tell me?
Yeah, in my country, the numbers of patients it reduced a lot and right now it's just about 80,000. I think it's reduced 3 times the prepare with the last week. Yes, I think
Okay.
it's, people will be back to normal right now.
They will be back to
But
normal.
yeah, but I see some news information on TV that have new chains of virus that were called XE, and is more faster than Omicron. So I don't know what's happened next.
So you don't know what will happen next. Okay, very nice. And what about situation in Russia, and what do you think about this?
The
About situation?
situation, I hear that Russia and Ukraine trying to negotiate many times, but they still attacked together. So I think it's take a long time to come to go to the end of this war.
Okay, so very nice, and I hope that everything is going to stop now with war, because now I think we spent too much time with this. And in our country, yesterday were elections, and
Yes.
yes, and like I mentioned to you, the previous president he will stay on his position, and everything is going to be like used to be. But now I don't know why we will have demonstrations there, because in some cities elections were stolen. He stole some votes, and we will see. I think for the next elections, yeah, we will have a better chance to beat him, because he promised a lot and he didn't do anything special about this. So and I just I don't know what to say about him. Okay, he was last night he was very nervous when he was reading this. Usually when he reads these elections and everything else, results and everything else, he is very happy, he is very excited, has a lot of excitement and everything else. And I read on one article that he spent his that Putin congratulate him on the winning, but I don't know what will happen now, because he's always in the between. He's always in the between now Ukraine and Russia. And he's not saying who is he can like you mentioned, he can have a 3 zeros, but he doesn't want to do that, and I don't know why, because a lot of people here in Serbia support 50% of people support Russia and 50% support Ukraine, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't know what will happen.
Oh, how long to get the results of these elections?
Last night that was really confusing, because we have he practically people who are dedicated for voting and everything else, they used to tell him that he told them that they can go home to sleep, but they need to read the results, and they decide to read these results this night. And this is something that is for the first time in last I don't know how many years, they cannot go home. They only have 2 days of work during the elections, and he sent them home. This is
Wow.
something like autocracy. So he's like little. They call him Little Putin, because he's doing these things, and these things are illegal. He cannot do something like this, but he is
Yeah.
doing that. And yeah, and I don't know why he is doing something like this, and why he decide to
The reasons because he want to become a president again.
yes, he wants to be a president, but this is not the way how. For example, we have in the past a lot of people who were presidents, and they never do something like this. This is the first time that we have situation like this.
Yes, yes. In my opinion, that's illegal.
Yes, completely illegal. Okay, so it doesn't matter if someone likes him or doesn't like him, but this thing that he is doing right now, this is complete mess. He's making complete mess. Okay, so he separates basically people. He called us. He called all the people. We are the same nation. We are the same people. He called, for example, them and us. So imagine that you're president saying about, for example, them and us. And for example, your brother or someone else is voting for one person, and you're not voting for this. Okay, so you have different opinion comparing to your brother, and he was saying them and us. So basically, he wants to separate you with your brother. And this is not normal, and people are fighting because of that. For example, one of the political leaders was beaten yesterday. So yes, and he's I think 1 year younger than you, and he got, they kicked him so many times in the head, and that was completely not okay. So we were expecting something like this, but we didn't know that this will happen. We didn't know that something like this will happen. And definitely we decided, people decide, tonight we will know the final result, but 60% of the people. Okay, so we have, for example, 3.6 something like 3.5 million people vote. This is around 60% of the people who have writing votes. Okay, so they vote, and 60%, this is around 2 million people vote for him. Okay, so it's not the problem that, okay, he won. Okay, I don't have a problem to say that he won.
I just see some information on Vietnamese newspaper, and it's also mentioned about this election of your country.
And what do they say? What do they say about this election? I'm just curious to see what.
His name is Alexander Vucic, right?
Yes.
And they mentioned that he also will win of this election with 71% votes for him.
No, it's not true. It's around 60%.
Yeah.
Around 60%, less than 60%.
And the other list of these newspapers tell about that these presidents have to choose between the relationship with Russia and the hope to join Europe.
Yes.
So that is the choose he have to choose between them.
Okay, so he has to choose. Okay, between them. Okay, so this yes, and this is something that he practically I don't know what he was doing. So this is something that and well, like I mentioned to you, he's trying to separate people. And he was saying something like in the beginning of his career, he was in a radical party. Radical party. This is extreme party in our country. he mentioned we have a lot of wars that I mentioned to you that we have a lot of wars in our history, and he was saying, for example, the man against who was against him on this election that most of the people vote for him was general in that time, and we have NATO bombing and everything else, and he was fighting for this country, and he was a soldier basically. And he got a big apartment during this war. He got a big apartment during this war, and this general was fighting against NATO. And we can remember everything what happened then because we were in a war like Ukraine today. Basically, it's the same thing, but okay, with Ukraine it's much worse because they have, for example, invasion on Ukraine. But we only had a NATO bombing in 1990, and it was horrible for us. It was really horrible. And I was 16 years old, and my father was in the army, and it was like Ukraine. We have the same scenario, but here we have NATO attack us, and here we have Russia attack Ukraine. So basically, it's the same thing. It's the same thing what is happening. Because they want to separate this part, south part of our country. They want to separate this part of the country to give. But this is like a heart of our country. This is something that we have roots. For example, many churches, monasteries, and everything else are from the in the last 700 years. We have everything. Our roots from there, and they want to take with force this part from us. Imagine that someone is taking something that is from your ancestors. How would you feel? So you would feel.
What is the first reasons to make this war happen in your country?
Because they have a lot of reasons. Because we have in last century we had a really big country. We have Yugoslavia. You have 6 or 7. You have 6 republics in one, like SSR. So basically, you have a lot of people who were living there, and basically they were, and they separate us. Okay, so now you have different countries. You have Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Macedonia, Montenegro, and Serbia. 6 republics now, and they basically Serbia was the root for all these countries. Was the not because I'm living in Serbia, but the capital city of Yugoslavia was in Serbia, etc. So you have yes, and this is something that happens all the time, and they separate some country. In the beginning you have Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, and Montenegro together. We stayed together, and you have, for example, Macedonia, and after that they take Montenegro, separate from Serbia. So basically, they want to separate every part of the country, our part of the country. They want to separate. And after that,
who make this separate?
Western countries, usually Western countries. Yes, NATO, Germany, England, etc. So they want to separate. Now they want to take Kosovo. Kosovo was part, and basically they are destroying our country. So you have a big country. Now you have a smaller country. Now much smaller.
Yes.
And they want to destroy everything. And you ask the reason why? Because this is the Serbia is in the middle of the southeast, and it's, for example, connect. For example, Asia, Africa, Europe. You need to pass through Serbia if you want to go, for example, somewhere. If you want, for example, to sell some products, for example, from Greece, you need to pass to Serbia. okay, to, for example, to Western countries, and opposite. So this is something we are practically in the middle, and everything what is happening now is happening because we are in this part of the Europe.
Yeah, I think it's the same reason in my country, because the Western country want to make some countries in communism become weaker. The communism, like Vietnam's, China's, and Russia's, that's the communism's country. So Western country want to make this kind of country weaker. So that's why they separate separate your country.
Yes, we have more problems here because, like I mentioned to you, the World War I started in Serbia, basically in Yugoslavia. This war started here in our country. The World War II also practically started in this part of the Europe. So basically, everything bad what is happening because we are. It's not the people their fault. We are just living in this area, in this place, and this area is suitable for something like this. So, like Ukraine is also suitable because connect parts of some parts of the Europe, they connect. So, and they want to I don't know who, okay, but they want, for example, to have the rights, for example, to go through Ukraine, to go to, for example, to Serbia, to go to Vietnam, because this is something that suits them. Okay, Western, for example, Western countries, Russia or China from other parts. So this is something that is quite bad.
Just like admit that if your country don't have any wars, what's developing in your country right now can be it really is extremely good, right?
Now in our country it's a really bad situation because
No, let's admit that if don't have any wars in your country, what's happening right now?
right now practically we are in the middle of nowhere. For example, when we are speaking about something that will happen or something that is happening now, we are practically now in the middle. We are for example, you have some countries in Europe that they didn't choose sides. They didn't choose. Okay, so we want to be we don't want to have a conflict with anybody. We just want to stay here, and that's it. And this is, for example, Hungary. Hungary is very Serbia, but north. So it's a similar country like Serbia. They are in similar part of the world and everything else, and they do not have any problems. But we have problems constantly in last, like I mentioned to you, in 120 years, we had a lot of wars, and this is 220 years, 220 we have a lot of wars. Everyone who, for example, we have against Turkey, we have in the beginning of the 19th century, we have two big wars that last for I don't know, for 30-40 years. We have after this we had Balkan wars, two Balkan wars. After that, in the first Balkan war is in 1912. Second Balkan War in 1913, and World War I it was in 1914. And after that, only, I don't know, 10-15 years, okay, everything is great. After, or 20 years, after that, World War II. After that, we have civil war in our country when we fight against each others. After that, we have NATO bombing, and constantly we are having a wars. And one of my friends told me, I just want to one generation to not to have wars. My generation already have 2 wars, and I'm pretty much young. But for example, my grandma, she used to have World War II. She had Civil War, NATO bombing, 3
Yeah.
wars, disaster. So yes.
And this time, you think it is the peace time in your country? Do you think it's correct?
Is it possible? I don't know. I don't know, because people are separated here. People constantly they want to separate. I don't know from what, from whom, from what they want to separate, but they want to separate all the time. Or they want to separate from, for example, from
Kosovo?
Kosovo. They want to separate Kosovo. They want Vojvodina. I'm in this north part. We call this part we call Vojvodina. They want to separate also this part. They constantly want to separate something, and our leaders in last 120 years, basically they had the same problem. They want to be good with everybody. You cannot be good with everybody. You can be okay, but they want to, and they, for example, they give, for example, some part of our country. They just give like a gift. So my ancestors were fighting for this country, for everything else, and now he gives that like a present. And how do I feel now? I feel angry, of course.
Yeah.
Many of my ancestors died because of that. They are fighting for country. Like in your country, you have your wars. For example, if someone wants to take the part of your country, how would you feel?
Never, my country never do that.
Exactly.
My country always attacks and defend for any piece of land of country.
Yes, proud nation.
Always, yeah.
Proud nation. And we always think, I like always to say, we don't need a leader. We don't need we need a system. We just need a system. For example, can you imagine that our leader is saying something like, he was saying, he finished law studies, so he's a lawyer. He finished law. Okay, so during the coronavirus, he was saying one to the doctors, because we had some medical equipment. So he was saying to doctor what he needs to do with this medical equipment. Is this normal?
Yeah.
No, it's not normal. So he was saying to a doctor how doctor needs to use medical equipment. And I don't know what to say. This is ridiculous. So he was saying something like this, and after that, he was saying, okay, he knows the law. Okay, he finished law studies, but now he was he's saying something about economy. You cannot be expert for economy, law. You cannot be a doctor. You just be one person. Be okay.
And he also want to become a leader of your army.
Yes, he wants to do something like this. He I don't know why, but he constantly wants to say to people, think that he's like a god. So and he enjoys very much when people compare him with the great leaders from the history. He has a big ego, and this is not normal. And then, yes, you're okay. Develop your style of leading. Be be good president, try to protect your people, don't separate your people. So
what do you think is the good things he do with your country?
good things, for example, I mentioned yesterday to someone, for example, when I was visiting my sister in capital city, around the main train station, he did a really nice job. That was really nice because they have a lot of problems with this train station. Because we didn't traffic around the station was terrible, and he fixed this. This is something that is good. Okay, we cannot say that he didn't do some good things. Of course, he's doing really nice things, but mostly people remember things that are bad, but really bad.
The public transportation is better, right?
Public transportation in the capital city is better, but in my city it's the same. That we used to have, for example, 20-25 years. It's practically the same. New buses, we have a new buses, but those buses were by the government of my city bought these buses 15-16 years ago, something like this. So it's okay. We don't have a problem in my city. In my city, for example, public transportation is good. It's really good. But you can go. City is very small. You can go from one part of the city to another part of the city. When you walk, you need 1 hour just to walk. Nothing else. Nothing special. So it's good. But most of the things that he and people from his government, they do some horrible things, and people remember this. People remember. They have, for example, we used to have. I forgot that I mentioned to you that we have, for example, Minister of Defense.
Minister of what?
Defense.
Defense. Yeah.
Yes. He didn't serve the army.
Yes, you mentioned me before.
Yes.
He don't know about the army.
Yes. I used to be in the army, but I'm very glasses. I have problems with my eyes, but I also cannot be a minister. Minister needs to be a soldier, knows everything about the army. I don't know anything. I'm ordinary man. So this is something that is quite funny, quite, I don't know how to say it. It's like I don't know what to say. It's quite when you look from, for example, when you look from the different point of view, in some ways it's funny, in some ways people are asking us why is this happening? So we don't know the reason.
But do you think your countries go to the right way to go to the futures? Do you think your country go to the right way?
My country right now, I don't think that it is going to the right way, because it will be really bad. It will be really bad for us. This is something that I don't know, but this is not good for us, because, like I mentioned to you, we are constantly in the middle, and this is something that I don't know. For example, I will give you one example. Okay, so he supports Putin. He supports Biden from the West. You cannot support both of them because they are opposites. Okay, you support just one of them. Okay, they are big nation, the biggest nations in the world. Xi Jinping support one, but he is supporting all of them. And this is, for example, the reason why Russia didn't help us. So he supports people from democracy, well, he supports U.S. government. So you cannot support U.S. government. If you support Russia, you cannot support them. It's simple. But he is doing something like this, and this is the big problem that we have right now. This is the big problem.
What does this mean of support?
Yes, please.
What does this mean of support? You mentioned
Support, meaning of support. He, for example, he's giving our country, he's giving everything what we need to for example, I used to have, for example, he is giving something. He is giving something to other countries when they want to work in our country. He's giving a lot of money to them.
but I think not support, or maybe not support. Support in all side, I think it is a good decisions, because if you choose one side, other side will attack you, right?
Yes.
So your president is do the right way when support all side.
Yes, but this is not okay, because when he supports this, people are confused. People are in our country are really confused. And I don't know what to say. It's really confusing for us, because we don't know what to expect. Because he signed something. For example, he was in USA when Trump was the president. He signed something, and we don't know what he signs there.
Yeah.
Maybe he gave up of Kosovo.
But
We don't know.
yes, but he represents all of your country, right? But he signed, you don't know what he signed.
Yes, and he needs to tell us what he signs. He needs to
Yes.
tell us, because yes, this is our country. We need to know. He need to serve to us, not we to him. He need to tell us what he signs.
Yeah.
Or put on voting. Okay, do you want to? But 80-90% of the people will vote against that we lose Kosovo. And he cannot put that on the voting, because if people vote, we don't want to lose this part of the country. If you put this, he will lose the elections. He will lose everything. And he's saying something like this. He's saying that I don't know what, but this is the one of the biggest problems. The biggest problems that do they have here. So I don't know what to say. Sometimes it's really confusing.
How about Novak Djokovic? I think he's either famous people and have a good affections with your country. So Novak Djokovic, do him want to become your president?
No, people are making have a joke with this, because if he candidates, for example, for president, I think that he will want the elections. But right now, I think that he will not be a candidate for this position, because he's athlete, and I don't think so that he will
Go
he
to
will
the
do. Yes, he will
Olympics.
go. No, he will not go. Most of the people judge him because when he came back from Australia, most of the people judge him because he met with president and say some nice words too about him. But this is our president. No matter what, he definitely. You ask me. He tries to help Novak, but he didn't succeed. But this is something that, for example, that is good. He tries to help our professional tennis player, but right now, this is one of the good things, for example. But and Novak visited him and spoke with him, but many people attack Novak. Why did you do something like this? But he's our president. If your president call you to come, okay, you just come. You are, for example, you're a celebrity in our country. You need to do something like this. If you don't do, you will have a problems with your government.
Yeah. Because I asked this question because I know some very famous boxer in Ukraine, like
Klitschko
yes,
brothers.
yes, yeah, two brother and come to the politics in Ukraine. So maybe Novak Djokovic, he's really famous. Maybe can become a politics in your country too.
Yes, but he doesn't want to do that because, yes, but I'm aware of this. But I think that he doesn't want to do something like this because this is something that for him it will not be so good. If he do something like this, it will not be so good.
Before hear some story about you, I also don't like too much Novak Djokovic because I am a fan of Nadal. But after I hear some story about your country, I feel Novak Djokovic is the best, and he's should be the best because he's grow up from your countries, not have convenience environments, but he also play very well, and I think he's should be the best of the world. And right now I have other things of Novak Djokovic.
Yes, but
Positive, positively.
it's okay. It's okay if you support some other tennis player. This is just okay. It's okay. If okay, you're a fan of Rafael Nadal, this is okay. Huge respect to him. I respect him because he's an amazing athlete, of course. I don't like Roger Federer. I don't like him. And but Rafael Nadal, Dmitry Medvedev, Alexander Zverev, other tennis players, Andy Murray, I like them. I like them, and I like to watch matches when Djokovic is playing against them because these matches are tense. It's really they are really nice, but I don't like so much Roger Federer, but I respect what he achieved. And people need to do that. People need to show to respect. so
Yes,
so
I
I
have something the same thing with you because when I think about Federer, I feel him like an actor. No, no, he have a lot of characteristics and shows a lot of things outside, not like a true player. So that's in my opinion. I like Nadal because I feel he real. I feel he real,
yes
and yeah,
yes
that's
they are
what.
yes they are I think they are really good. They are really good. For example, Novak Djokovic used to tell because we have civil war 25 and more 27 8 years ago. We have a civil war here, and his mother is from Croatia and father is from Serbia. So in one tournament in Canada, the announcer say a
No,
tennis player from
Croatia.
Croatia. And this question was really sensitive, and his answer was something like this: I would like to correct this, Mister. I'm not from Croatia. I'm from Serbia. But it doesn't matter. It's all everything. It's the same thing. So basically, he says something that he's from Serbia. This is something that is of course good, but he didn't offended people from Croatia. He said that we are the same. So basically, what he does. This is something what he does. This is something that is good, really good. So
Yeah.
yes, and when you hear how he speaks about other opponents, about other people, he's doing a really good job, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides athlete and play tennis, he also invests a lot for characterity, right? No,
Uh,
he spend a lot for spend money for lots for other people's, and I know he have a company for vaccine.
yes, uh, he he in our country, something that happens. Okay, I just want to give you one
Oh.
example. When we have flutes in our country, when we have flutes, he won the championship in Rome, in Italy. All the money he earned, he gave to help people.
Yeah,
And
really nice.
and you have three countries that floods hit: Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia. He helped all of them. He give the money, all the money that he received from this tournament, he give to people, and this is something that is good. Him, Edin Dzeko, he's a football player from Bosnia, and Mario Mandzukic, he's a football player from Croatia. So they gather together and give all their money, that some of money that they had, to help the people. And I think this is something that is really really good.
Yeah. Oh, in the normal days, Novak Djokovic live in Serbia or not?
Mhm. Uh, does he will stay in Serbia, or what did you ask? Can you say one more time, please?
Yes, I others in the normal day not
Mhm.
play tennis.
Mhm.
Does him stays in Serbia?
Yes, he usually stays in capital city or go to Bosnia. He likes to go to Bosnia, to Croatia, to visit another countries, and he likes to do that. And I think this is just okay, because we need to here in our country here, where a lot of hate, people hate each other a lot, and he's trying to reduce this hate. He's trying to be to be uh, to be a good person now, and this is something that he is doing here, and I think this is something that is uh, this is something that is definitely good. So we will see what will happen here, but mm, I don't know. It's a little bit strange, but it will be now. I think that our situation will be much 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 better now. Uh, when we compare to when we compare, for example, with other situations, I think that this is something that will help us a lot. And how about in your in your country?
Yes, the situation is good. I think is just leave and don't have to care too much about politics. I think that's the best. Don't the people, the persons, just live their life and don't have to care a lot about the politics and policy, and don't have to care too much about it. Just live in peace.
Okay, and what do you think? What will your government do in this situation about Russia and Ukraine?
Don't do too much things. Just in the middle and do not Do not
Uh,
know any country.
And why? Can you please tell me why?
I think is the because we don't relate with this situation too much. We in the outside and not have too much affects
Mhm,
with this with something happening in this in Ukraine.
mhm. Okay, and imagine that you are a leader. What would you do? If you are a leader, what would you do?
I also do like what my country do right now. Do not tell too much about these situations and do not show too much my opinions and do not support for each side, Ukraine and Russia, because Ukraine and Russia also is the friends of my country.
Mhm.
The boss of them is the friends of my country.
Yes. Okay, so this is something. Yes, I can see because in our country we have, for example, I have some people that I know from Russia, from Ukraine. I know them,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they are good people. But this is something that is, I think it's government. I don't know who is making a mistake. I don't want to. I don't. Who is bad? I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
I am sure that the people from Russia and Ukraine are not bad. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty much sure
Yes,
about this.
yes, I agree because
And they suffer
mhm,
basically. They
mhm,
suffer because of this. People
mhm,
suffer, not
mhm,
not politicians. Politicians, they do not care. They care only about money, about
mhm,
to stay rich, but they don't care about anything else. So
mhm.
I think this is something that is right now what is happening, and we will see. I hope that mm,
In
it will settle
my,
soon.
mhm. A lot of pupils in my country have a good memories in Ukraine and Russia because in the past, Ukraine and Russia give my country a lot of study abroad for our students. So a lot of people in my country came to Russia and Ukraine to study. I
Mhm,
think is hundreds thousand people come to there in the past. So a lot of people in my country have a good memories in Ukraine and Russia too. So that's why I, I told us Ukraine and Russia is the friends of my country. And
mhm,
a lot of people in my country don't want to see this war happening right now.
mhm.
A lot of people study in there in Ukraine.
Yes, and how about you? Would you like just to go to study something in other country? What do you think about this?
If have a chance, I want because I can learn a lot of different things and maybe it's more modern than what I learned in my country. So
Mhm,
yes, I want to come to some modern, maybe the modern country
mhm,
like in Japan,
mhm,
Singapore, some country like this.
mhm. To learn in this
Yeah,
country.
yes, to learn maybe in some lessons or some like MBAs, something like that. I don't know, but I think I can because I too old and I have a family. If I 22 or I 20-year olds, I can. But right now, 28, it's hard for me. Yeah.
I'm 39. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Uh, Time flies. Every
Yes.
time time flies with you because we had a lot of things to speak about, and it was. Did you like our
Yes.
lesson? Okay,
I
very
can
nice.
practice a lot.
Okay, so see you on Wednesday.
Yes. See you on Wednesday.
Okay, I wish you a good night. Sleep well and see you
Beat
soon.
COVID virus. Yes.
Beat COVID. If I beat COVID virus, you will beat too.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm older than you, so you will not have.
But you bigger than me.
Yes, but that doesn't mean anything. Trust me.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
so
Goodbye.
goodbye.
See you.
Bye bye. See you.
Bye.